Hello, my name's Nikos, and I've been selling on Amazon for the last 4 years. I've been able to do this from a part-time hobby into a full-time business, and really it has created quite an amazing freedom for us. And yeah, the way I started it with simply doing RA and online arbitrage. So I know exactly what it feels like when you see your first Amazon video and you're thinking, how do I do this? How do I do that? Well, I started everything through literally buying Lego, and I still do. Yeah. If there's an opportunity for me to make money, I'm going to do it. Yeah. If there's an opportunity to be there and say, well, you can make 20, 30 quid, I'm not just going to leave that money. So obviously, clearly with the background, you can see here, Lego is something that I love. So especially if there's an opportunity for me to use Amazon and Lego to make money, I'm going to do it. And this is what we've got here. Okay. So this was Lego Optimus Prime. If anyone remembers this offer here, in fact, it wasn't even 90 quid that I paid for it. 90 quid was standalone. I paid 70 for it. Um, if you remember, the offer was Optimus Prime plus Horizon Zero Dawn, and you got it as a unique bundle together, and you got like obviously a silly price. So we sold it for 145 quid. You can see a buy bought pro here, and of course we used a repricer. It is Profit Protector Pro to do that, and I was able to get profit of 35 quid just from this item. I've sold 3 of these, so very, very nice and easy. But I had to do something different. Okay, I had to do something different because this wasn't consistent. I could have my monitors and I could check constantly over and over again if I could find deals like that, and it just wasn't consistent for us. So therefore, I changed my business model and I switched it into that of a private label seller. So why is Costco can help with your private label research? Well, they've done all the work for you. So you got to be thinking, okay, so what sells this time of year? We're already in March and they're getting prepared. This is last week's newsletter. So you can already see we've got outdoor storage sets. Yeah, a bit too big for us to have as a first item, especially as your first PL product. You can see here we got gas powered, maybe a bit too high ticket item. Outdoor furniture, always good, but again, bulky, potentially for us. We've got tools. Again, I don't necessarily like electronics. This catches my eye. Yeah, this catches my eye for us. Okay, we've got a camera feeder with birds. So yes, it is electronic, but something potentially we could be doing with that. Massive brand here. We've got planters. We've got ornaments. So ornaments, always a good idea to have a look at ornaments for gardens. This could easily be a private label product for yourselves. 94 quid. So that is outdoor. Getting ready basically to have. I was trying to figure out the words for it, and it's just there. Just all you gotta do is read outdoor cook table with accessories. There you go. And let's see what we've got. Empire Twin Speed Bag. Interesting. 79 quid. Bulky, yes. Smaller item here. Rechargeable camping fan. Cooler bags. Yeah. They're already thinking about inflatables and water inflatables. They know what they're doing this March. Okay, they're getting ready. It's already basically in our DMs constantly with us. So we've already got a few different ideas. So all I've got to do is just open up Alibaba. So we've got Alibaba here for us, and you can see I've just uploaded some of the images and to see what could potentially we be getting. So this is the first image that I've got. We've got different pricing structures for us for these. So it's quite interesting. We've got 29.98 delivered. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the same item. So we've got it here for 24.40, but we've got some for 8 quid. We've got 24.40. So I imagine the price of it would be that around the 20 quid mark for them. Unless you want to get super cheap ones like these. So that's cheap ones for that. For me, these are something I need to have a look at. Birdhouses. Anything else I've put in? So I've got garden ornaments too. So we've got 49.99 delivered. So garden ornaments is something that you could look and get for yourselves if you wanted to. But I'm going to focus and see if these bed houses have got any money for us on Amazon. So what we've got to do is go on Amazon. So I'm going to bed house with camera. Okay, that's all I'm going to put. This is pretty much exactly the same one as like in Costco. And I'm just going to quickly just do a very, very basic scan with helium-10, bed house with camera, to show the demand. So the demand is there, 280, 245. I've just removed all the sponsored listings there to see what we've got. So we've got organically these listings here. We've got different prices. We've got 89, 140. We've got a super cheap one at 25, 99, 68, 40. So if we're buying at, let's eliminate these two. If we're buying at 28 to 30, got 49. This one here is at 41. So you can see that there's opportunity for us because they're not just super cheap items here. We have got some expensive items too. If just have a scroll through and see what pops our eye, what are people doing different. So this is wooden and Wi-Fi box. This is actually coming along with a solar even panel, which is interesting. Camera too included. The blue ones seem to catch my eye a bit more. Nice little video here. You can see what we've got. Look at the rank though. 165. Got cardinal on that. 2 cameras, 2 angles. Wow. Very, very interesting. A lot of things that could go wrong with it though, yeah. A lot of things that could go wrong with it. So let's go with something that one of the middle ways. Let's go. So these here, so 44 quid, just a camera like that. So I would say that these look pretty much the same. I would have to look at. It's just the camera that comes in and out. I imagine you probably change the top a bit. So let's click on this one here. And then it's 48 quid for 10. So let's say 50 quid landed. Okay, worst case scenario, 50 quid landed for us. I've not spoken to the supplier or anything, okay? So I'm just putting 50 quid landed here. It wouldn't be, okay? It needs to be a lot more cheaper than that. Remember, I'm looking for that 30% margin. By the way, this guy's also got a voucher, so he's selling it for $69.99. So definitely it's got to be a lot cheaper than what they've got there. Obviously, they've only got 10 sets. They're saying. So I never go by this price. Okay, I use this a very basic, yeah, but I'll always speak to the supplier and say, right, what can we get? What can we get? So I imagine potentially they've got this open for just individual people ordering too. So you would have to speak to him and see what the price would be. But yeah, some pretty houses, but I would have hoped it was around the 20 to 30 quid mark to be more comfortable with it. So I would have to look and see if I could get the 20 to 30 quid mark to sell it for the 70 to 80. It's not appealing to me to spend 40 to sell it for 100, not at all. Then you got something like super cheap like this. This doesn't make sense. So something's too good to be true. A lot of the time it will be. Like this one. Smart bed feeder camera. Very plastically looking. Smaller size, but again, interesting for us. If you wanted to get down that lane and just get more of the cheapest rate. But I just think it's very, very interesting. And again, you're thinking, well, what could I do? Where could I go for a birdhouse instead? So you could look at here and say, well, I don't want the camera, but could I get a birdhouse? Well, birdhouse, different options. You can see people are selling it for 26 quid. You can see people are selling one for 49. That's for an owl. Wow. But if I was to put birdhouse here, so first of all, we've got that. I'm pretty sure I saw exactly the same one, just the last thing I popped up. So 7 quid into 25.49. I'm not saying that this is works okay, but let's see what margins they're working with. So let's put 8 quid landed. So close to that 30 mark, okay? But I imagine they've just copied all the listing images from China. These. You just have to find something that catches your eye. Okay, so for me, this one catches a bit more of my eye. For us, does something a bit more different. And then you'd have to think, well, could I sell it? What could I sell it for? Well, if people are selling just a plain one for 24 quid, what could I do for mine that looks a bit better? So 25 quid again here. You got 20 quid for the letterbox one. So 22 quid. Yeah, the other one looked miles better. But something that catches people's attention and eyes. So that's what you're looking for really here. So it's one of the main questions that I get when it comes to Amazon is what do I sell? What do I sell? Well, you can literally find ideas by exploiting the data from the big players. And you can see how we're already changing. Okay, so we've got 2 months. If you were to order something from China now, it'll arrive in 2 months' time. So if you're thinking with a long head, you should be saving this data and thinking, well, in March they're already advertising. Okay, so if you're thinking a year to come by, um, it's nothing in the scale of a business. A year is nothing. So um, save this data. Again, you should be doing exactly the same for arbitrage and online arbitrage. The sale periods are pretty much the same at the time they have codes. So if you've got a retailer that you're constantly getting sales for, or you're getting sales from, or you had a really good buy from, well, make a note. When did that sale happen? Then have it in your calendar for yourself, and see maybe this is the time where you need to replenish again. Exactly the same here with this model. Okay, the private label model. You're thinking, well, I need to be thinking 2 months ahead. Yes, of course, you can order with express shipping, but it's extortionate. The reality is that you need to be doing it with slow shipping, and then at least you know that the price is going to be better for yourselves. If you would like to jump into doing Amazon private label, and if you like my assistance throughout, all you got to do is just book a free discovery call myself. I've got the link below in the description. And if you like to be able to just DM us, or if you've got any questions with it, then again, you can just sign up for my newsletter. And the first thing that you get in my newsletter is access to my private Discord. Through there, you can communicate with us. Thanks so much for watching this video. And yeah, if you want to watch the next one, YouTube knows best, and that's what they're recommending for yourselves to watch.